Over the last several days, we've been working on our siding, getting it all tidied up, but now we're ready to reveal and finish the gable end up here. Now the gable peak is tricky because we have a balcony coming off the front of the house, we have a window, we have all this stuff going on, and it makes for a lot of small angular shapes. And we decided that we didn't want to do panel siding up there, so we needed something that was smaller and easier to work with. We considered, you know, the typical like shingles, like cedar shingles you might see on a peak. Good idea. But we had something already that we could use. And that is leftover pieces of SmartSide siding. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take scraps and we're gonna rip them down into strips and use them as lap siding. I think it's gonna work. In fact, I already got a bunch of them pre-made, but I do have to make a couple of long ones out of a full sheet here. And basically cutting them at the grooves and making boards. So we are up here at the peak, and this is our first starting board. I marked a mark on the wall to show 1 inch down because that's going to be our lap. We're going to have a 1 inch lap. And so it's going to come over. I'm going to have to notch the top of this corner off, so I measured for that. And that'll be my first cut. We're going to go right across here. You're going to see how this is going to work out. We got to make sure we leave expansion room for a caulk. So we're going to leave a little gap along all the trim that we fill it in with caulk later on to seal it up. Don't mess it up. I almost messed it up. Look at my angle was wrong.
Now I have to re-prime this.
Yep. This might seem a little precautionary. I'm going to be putting a bead of sealant on this transition because I don't want these grooves going up behind the siding so that bugs can easily get up behind the lap siding. Alright guys, look at first board on there. We got our caulk under this edge to seal it, so now it's a lot more bug proof so that nothing can crawl up those little grooves. And everything's looking good. See my corner over there? It's going to be hard to capture this whole process, but I'm going to show you guys what we can show you. We're going to cut our next piece, lapping the same, 1 inch down, cut to this angle, going across. And we are getting ready for sheet number 3. Is this a sheet? What is this? A board.
Board.
Board number 3, going on the peak. We just cut our most complex one yet. Let me show you, I'll hold it like this. Has to fit around that roof right there. Next one is a little baby piece, smallest one yet, going up right there. We are putting the piece in. We nail it along the top. I nailed the bottom point if it's pointed like this because otherwise it just floats, but we don't nail the bottom edge otherwise. We nail along the top so that each row covers the nails from the previous row. And then before I do the next row, I've been caulking the gaps on both sides to seal the joints. Well guys, let me just show you. We just finished up this side of our peak. This was the right choice. I'm telling you, I am so happy with how this installation came out. It looks really good. No problems, easy to do. Used up a lot of scrap, and it was much easier working with these little boards instead of the panels. Now I still have to caulk up on this one, but you can see how it looks. Okay, so that's all we're doing tonight, but we did half the house. That means it should be easy to do the other half just the same way. We have plenty of wood left over. We barely touched our pile of short boards that I thought we were gonna need a lot of. This used so much less siding than I expected. Now I do know that LP SmartSide, they do make a lap siding, and you can buy it in various widths and do lap siding just like this on your house. But we don't have access to that where we live. We actually did try looking for it, and we had a hard time finding anybody who sold it, even through special order. So we just made our own. And that also helped us because we were able to use our cutoffs. Some of this wood is literally the cutouts from these windows. We took those window cutouts, stripped them down to boards, and then some panel cutoffs from panels that we had to cut previously to fit into a wall space. So pretty good. We're on day 2 of the gable siding install. We're on the right hand side today. I'm going to be finishing it right above my head, which you guys can't see, but you will see. We are prepping our workstation. We're going to get a couple of long boards cut. Doing the same thing as yesterday, using these leftover cutoffs that we have. And we're going to rip them down into boards and get them up there. So we have 3 boards finished on this side, and we just cut the trickiest one. Hand it up to me. You see, we got to go around the roof and over to the peak. I think I got it, well, the point, whatever. Got it right, and we have it marked. You notice on each of these boards, can you see it? We try to put a line on here. Not very strongly, but just a line so that we can see our 1-inch overlap. And that's how we line up the board so that the next board will lap that 1 inch, and we have a faint line that we can see on there to guide us as we go up, keeping them straight. This one's kind of special. I have a spacer that I nailed to the back of the board, nailed in, glued, and it's going to help hopefully hold it out at the proper angle right here. It actually sticks out a little further than I'd like, so I'm going to nail at the bottom. That's better. That's a lot better. I want to make sure, I try not to face nail, but it's okay if we have to. I just want to make sure that's tucked in good and nothing can get under that siding right there. You see my lines. It's solid. You see we leave that little gap in there just for the caulk to fit. It's a siding sealant, really. Okay, one little piece left in here. All right, let me get this one caulked. We're on the last piece on this side. Perfect fit. That's it. But we're not quite done. We have one, I think this is one more piece to do up here, just filling this little triangle. So let me get these measurements. I'm gonna get a piece cut out. All right guys, check this out. This is my first try. And I call that perfect. Now, I want to leave a gap there, but I'm just trying to see. I'm almost thinking about not leaving a gap. I'm just going to nail it right where it is. There it is. There it is. All right. We just finished the front of our house. Let's get the bus out of the way and we'll check it out. So there it is. It's kind of a far away view, but you guys see it. The house is really coming together. It looks so good, so clean. I still have some caulking to do along the soffits, some trim, caulking around the base, but otherwise we are ready for paint on the front at that stage. And we finished just in time. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's starting to sprinkle. Here comes the rain, come in.
I didn't know what that noise was.
Well guys, the rain is coming down, so we're going in. I hope you enjoyed the siding install. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.